Hello all, let us discuss 4 key tips for our ACCA exam success, especially for papers like PM, FM and AFM. Tip number 1, every part of every question. Students might think like this, I need to attend every question. So if at all he or she started from question number 1, he'll tick, okay, I done question number 1, I done question number 2, but they are forgot to check every part of every question. For example, one single requirement might be having multiple sub requirements. Students are failing to attempt these sub requirements. For example, a single question might be having some calculation, some explanation, some justification, and some we need to explain some assumption. We need to calculate based on that calculation. We need to do some analysis. Then we need to justify our analysis, and we need to support our justification with some assumptions what we used for our answering. So remember, one question might not be one requirement, it will be having sub part requirement. So very first exam tip, not every question, it will be every part of every question. Second one, very important, proper time allocation. Many students are failing to properly allocate time in the exams. If we consider a paper like AFM, we have 3 hours to attempt in total 100 marks. And there will be two parts, part A and part B. Part A consisting of 50 marks, part B also consisting 50 marks. Assuming a student who started with part A, tell me how much time he should use for that attempting the answering that question, part A. Part A consisting the half of total 100 marks, 50 marks, right? So he should only use the very first 1.5 hour for answering that part A. Remember this, guys. Please don't use time of a question for answering any other question. Section A, 50 marks, 1.5 hour. Whatever answer you can write in that 1.5 hour, write it. Once that 1.5 hour finishes, you should move to next question. This is how we can manage our time, and within that specified 3-hour time we can complete the entire question paper. So this is my tip number 2 for your exam success, proper allocation of time. Tip number 3, on figure rules. Papers like FM, AFM and PM might be having a lot of numerical, and based on that numerical we will be having a plenty of marks for our analysis and justification. But without completing that numerical part, we cannot do some analysis. In ACCA exams, there will be some difficult adjustments that might stop us continuing our answering our numerical. In that case, most of the students quit answering at that point. What happens? They will get only some marks for the numerical what they done. They will lose the marks for the rest of the numerical, and they will lose marks for the analysis part also. The right strategy here, if at all you are stuck somewhere, if at all you are not getting some numerical value, which if at all you had that, you can continue your numerical part, use your own figures, assume some figures, continue your move to your next steps, complete your numerical part, do analysis based on that numerical figure, that answer. You will get a plenty of marks, but remember, you will lose some marks. You use not the exact figure, right? You used your own figure. The examiner will only reduce marks for that your own figure. Examiner won't reduce your marks for the rest calculation if you apply the concepts, if you applied or if you analyzed in a proper manner. So remember, in exams, if at all you are stuck, tip number 3, if at all you are stuck in the exam, use your own figure rule. So moving to 4th tip, easy marks first. In any ACCA exam papers, there will be some difficult questions, and for sure there will be many easy questions. For an example, if we consider paper like FM or PM, and in section A, we have to attempt 15 objective type questions. if you started with question number 1, you open your exam window and you are going to start with question number 1. You go through that question, and if you felt that's an easy one, attempt that. And if at all you felt once you up when you started reading itself, you felt that, oh, this is having some little tricky adjustments and all, so do one thing, flag it and move to question number 2. So we started doing question number 2. Read that. We go through the scenario. We found that it's an easy. So attempt that. If at all you found that that's a little difficult one, flag it this. Similarly, you move to every question until question number 15. Why? Because section A consisting of 15 marks, right? So first of all, what we are doing is we are searching the easy marks out of the easy question out of these 15 questions. So if you felt that whatever questions is easy, do that, attempt that first. Whatever question you felt difficult, flag it. So once you've gone through every 15, the entire 15 question, we first in the very first shot we attempted the easy marks, which is going to give us a lot of confidence to attempt the rest of the difficult questions. So remember guys, these are my 4 key tips for your exam success. Number 1, every part you should attempt every sub part of every question. Number 2, a proper time allocation. Number 3, if at all you are stuck with in between the exam or answering part, you can use your own figures. And tip number 4, easy path first. That's it guys, wishing you very good luck, and I'm wishing you will pass in your ACCA exams with some good marks.